If I refresh the page. Sorry about this. This is old man learning how to use YouTube. 1 minute. Come on. There we go. Now we're live on YouTube and we're live on TikTok as well. Double or nothing, am I right? You saw the movie and it's a 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh, everyone I'm gonna be the last person to see this movie. Everyone's been saying the same thing. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to watch this movie. I'm watching it with my dad tomorrow. He's got work right now, so we weren't able to watch it opening day. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I'm still excited. I'm still excited to see it. Still think Into the Spider-Verse is the best. That is a very common consensus I've been hearing. It honestly just depends. I love Into the Spider-Verse. And I'm kind of sad that we still don't have was it Across the Spider-Verse Part 2 or whatever, Beyond the Spider-Verse? Was that what the third movie was going to be called? I don't remember, but I'm sad that we haven't gotten it yet because I feel like Across the Spider-Verse really depends Across the Spider-Verse really depends on how Beyond the Spider-Verse is, because I like Across the Spider-Verse, but like if Beyond the Spider-Verse doesn't stick the landing, then I feel like Across kind of loses a little bit. All right, welcome, Corpse. We all know the real best Spider-Man is Nicolas Cage, the one Spider-Man that we haven't gotten. It's truly a shame, honestly. Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out this. Well, they promised it was going to come out this year, but delays. They got a little too ambitious, just a little too ambitious when it came to being realistic, I guess I should say. For GTA 6 now Spider-Verse. The thing, well, I guess now that GTA 6 is going to be coming out now, right? Can we start saying we got X thing before Beyond the Spider-Verse? Can we start saying that now that GTA 6 is going to be allegedly releasing sometime this year? Who knows? But yeah, I don't know where Eevee is, but I'm sure he'll come in. He'll come in soon. So yeah, everyone watching the VOD, everyone who's here right now, this is my Spider-Man tier list. Now, OGs of the channel know that I did this a very, very long time ago. That video is no longer up, and I was doing it with a group, so that was like the group tier list. This is now all my opinions on all of these, and I need to update the description of this video. I'm an Andrew Glazer though. Ooh, me too, me too. We shall see though. We shall see if my Andrew glazing will help his movies. But yes, this is going to be all my opinions. I will be updating the description of the video on YouTube to have the link to this tier list. However, there were not any games on here, so I had to add the Insomniac Spider-Man games, Brand New Day, as well as one extra thing. I did not include any books except for one, just because, if we were talking about comics, we'll be here all day. But I did include one specific book, which we'll get to in a little bit, because I really wanted to talk about it. And yeah, we're going to be going from spectacular being S tier, ultimate A tier, amazing B, mid C, pretty bad, atrocious, and then of course for stuff that I don't remember or I haven't seen, there we go. Just to be fair, I know I don't want to rank something that I haven't seen. If I haven't seen it, I'll be fair to it, and I won't put it somewhere where I think it should belong. Unless I let you guys rank for me. Let's see. It doesn't help that Shamik Moore is a hot mess. They should recast him at this point. Dog, the voice actor for Echo in Arcane sounds a lot like Shamik Moore. So if they do need to recast Shamik Moore, they have someone that they could do. They got someone that they could do that for. Because oh my gosh, Echo's voice actor in Arcane, that he could be Miles. He sounds so good. Amazing Spider-Man 1 is S tier because of the crane scene. One of my favorite scenes in Spider-Man movies. The music as well, in that scene specifically, it's so perfect. As honestly an S tier scene on its own. Highs of TASM 2 outweigh the lows. Ooh, interesting take. Very interesting take. Let's get the S tiers out of the way. Spider-Man PS4, Into the Spider-Verse, and Toby Spider-Man 2. TASM 1 still got the best final swing. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I've seen people say that TASM 1 swing is like, it's too much or it's too video gamey. I love the final swing in TASM 1. It's so cool. Yeah, final swing. I was going to say TASM 2, but no, that's the opening swing. All right. We should get the S tiers out of the way first, but I want to actually get some of the ones that I don't remember out of the way first. So Spider-Woman, I didn't even know this was a thing. I have not seen this one. Um, the 60s Spider-Man. I don't know if this is sacrilegious or not, but this was not in my time, and they did not rerun this when I was a kid. So I was honestly, I don't think I have any experiences with the original 60s Spider-Man cartoon. Just because at my age when I was watching a lot of these cartoons, I don't believe they reran it, or they didn't rerun it as much as the 90s stuff. So I'm sorry to say, the 60s Spider-Man, I don't have any recollections or any memories of it. Spider-Woman? Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one that didn't know that Spider-Woman was a thing, right? I mean, it looks older. So maybe it was a spin-off of the 60s stuff, or Spider-Man and his amazing friends. They didn't rerun 60s. Yeah, I thought so. Maybe I saw like an episode or two, but I don't remember seeing much of this one specifically. The 60 cartoon did give us a classic Spider-Man pointing meme, and I thank it for that. I thank the 60s cartoon for giving us that beautiful meme. And we've seen it. We've seen it. I love that in the No Way Home behind the scenes, like they took that picture of all three Spider-Men doing the pointing. I thought that's genius marketing. But yeah, the 60s Spider-Man also did it give us that classic theme to like the Spider-Man, Spider-Can. Was that the six? That was the 60s opening theme, right? It is the foundation for a lot of Spider-Man stuff, but sadly for the 60s theme or the 60s show, I'm not ranking it based off of importance or anything, just personal enjoyment, and I can't say anything about it really. The only thing I know about the 60s is the pointing meme. Also, Spider-Man 3 gets its own tier. Bully Maguire. I kind of would love to do that, but also I'm just gonna try and be fair and not bloat the tier list. I'm gonna just try and keep it to the tiers. Bully Maguire is actually maybe we'll see where I put Spider-Man 3. Put Madam Web in F. Well, I guess we can skip forward. I have not seen Madam Web, so I cannot judge. I'm not watching Madam Web. I've seen so many clips of this garbage movie. I have not seen it. I do not wish to see it. This does not look good. I'm not gonna rank it. But yeah, if I have seen it, judging from what I've seen, it would probably just go in absolutely atrocious. It's just do you guys want me to put an F? Should I just let you guys rank what I haven't seen? Just like, oh my gosh, Madam Web is just something I don't want to waste my time on. But I have so many movies I want to catch up on. The Sony Spider-Man verse is not one of those. It's so bad I didn't even watch it. Yeah, basically. Basically, I think that's like the entirety of people that actually talk about Madam Web. No one's actually seen Madam Web. They just look at the clips and they go, "No, that's an F tier movie." But continuing on, they haven't seen, don't remember. Well, mm, yeah, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna put the MTV. I believe that's what the title is. The MTV Spider-Man show. I've seen a couple episodes of this, but I never watched it in one go. I was really, really young. I don't even know how I watched this. I just kind of came across it randomly while channel surfing while I was a kid. I've seen only a handful of episodes out of context. So I can't really judge it too much. I'm sure if I watched it now, I've heard it's very mature. So I'm sure if I watched it now, despite its animation, I probably will enjoy it. Sony really made the meme Spider-Man versus Madam Web, Kraven, Morbius, and the Venom trilogy. Dog, Sony wanted to turn that into the Sinister Six, and they were gonna have them fight Null. The leaks for I don't know if they were leaks or rumors, but like yeah, allegedly their whole Spider-Man Sony Spider-Man-less verse was gonna be a Sinister Six. It was like the Avengers, right? It's like phase one of Marvel. Like all of them are gonna team up and fight Null, Kraven the Hunter versus Null. We're also gonna put the Amazing Spider-Man or the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I've seen a few episodes of this like reruns when I was a kid. Just I don't remember much of it. Very cheesy, very campy. This probably would be, if I ever had kids, this probably would be something that I showed them. This one, I don't care to watch it. It does not look good. This is the show that came out after Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, we don't know how to talk about that. And then I believe everything else here I've seen. Oh, actually, let's go over the games. So yeah, all right. Let's do something really let's do something really interesting here. All right. Well, actually, to be frank, Craven versus Noel definitely counts as Craven's last. That's good. That's good. That's a good one. If they had the balls to kill off Craven like that, that'd be so good. Eevee, you watch it a second time already? I'm jealous. I'm probably only going to watch it one. Oh, shoot. What am I doing next week? Yeah, no, I don't have time to do that. Dang. Maybe I'll watch it a second time on Friday. We'll see how much. I'm going to love this movie. I'm going to love this movie. I'll try and watch it a couple times. I'm busy, though. I'm busy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you did have a game plan to watch it multiple times. Yeah. Dude, so lucky. Ooh. We'll see if I love. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, dang it! I might watch it next Friday again, without just myself. We'll see. It was peak. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, okay. So we let's go over some of the games. We have 3 games here. Got Spider-Man. Yeah, this is. This, what can I say? This is an easy S tier. I think the S tiers are they're gonna speak for themselves. I think with my S tiers, I have the general consensus take. It's peak. This game, it made me cry. If something can make me like that emotional, like if something can, like a piece of media can make me cry, like it automatically just like it goes, maybe not S tier, but it goes to the top immediately. And I think this game in particular, the PS4 Spider-Man, has I think almost everything, if not everything. I guess people will complain about the MG missions, um, but this has mostly everything that I would want out of a Spider-Man game. The skill tree is so much fun. The gadgets, the upgrades, and that's just like the cosmetics. The gameplay is super fun. I mean, it's not cosmetics, but that's like kind of that's what makes it pretty, right? The gameplay is so enjoyable. The swinging, some of the best Spider-Man swinging ever. Um, take off your mask. I want to see my nephew. Hits so hard. And I feel like this game ruined Aunt May in the comics. Because how can Aunt May live up to what she is in this game? And I don't know if this game actually influenced the decision. Spoilers for No Way Home. Let me say, if you guys aren't, if you guys are this far into the stream, spoilers for everything here. I don't know if this game influenced the decision to kill off Aunt May in the movies, but I think it, like, I don't know, this game, the killing her off, taking such a bold stance with that kind of character, with someone that's so important in Spider-Man's life, it hits. And I am really interested to see how in Brand New Day that development goes, and how in Spider-Man 2 that development goes as well. And I think this game took a lot of really brave stances and made a lot of really interesting decisions to the lore, and it all paid off really, really well. And it's just a fun journey too. This game is genuinely like such a fun journey. If you're a Spider-Man game, you gotta play this. If you're a Spider-Man fan. One of my favorite videos of YouTube is like you say run edit of the final boss fight. Peak. You say run goes with everything. You say run goes with everything. Sorry though, I'm trying to like balance the reading the chat and talking about the games. Or talking about this stuff. This game and The Walking Dead are my are the two game endings that hit me the hardest. Oh, The Walking Dead. Yeah, The Walking Dead ending has got like that bittersweetness to it. I won't talk about it much since this is a Spider-Man stream, and I don't want to spoil anything for that. But yeah, that is. Ooh, The Walking Dead. Yeah, they hit for very different reasons. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, Eevee. The gameplay is a little bit slow in PS4, but besides that, it's perfect. I enjoy the gameplay, but also that could just be my can I say my nostalgia for it? I've only played it once. I do want to play it again, but I'm holding myself off for streaming because I do plan on streaming this franchise eventually. I just need time. I just need to open up a little bit the schedule. You know, gotta play some more games before I start replaying games. The Walking Spoder. Ah, season 1 of The Walking Dead. Now I get you. Okay, I was thinking about like the ending of The Walking Dead. I get you now. Yep, that one hurts. That one hurts a lot. Yep. I think Spider-Man 2 PS5 is B or A tier. Red Dead 2. Oh, the Red Dead 2 ending. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. I need to. Again, maybe a streaming one day. But speaking of, I guess Miles Morales. Yeah, I haven't played Miles, and I haven't played Spider-Man 2. Again, so it's Miles. This one, I was wanting to replay Spider-Man before playing the Miles game, but then I just never got around to it. And then I started streaming, so I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just play. I'll stream these games one day, and I just kept procrastinating streaming. And with Spider-Man 2, I didn't have a PS5. I was not a day one PS5 guy. So when Spider-Man 2 came out, I was kind of just on the sidelines, nodding my head, going like, cool, Spider-Man 2's out. Took, what, 3-ish years for it to come out on PC, and then I bought a PS5. But again, hopefully streaming one day. It's a shame I will never play Spider-Man 3, because PS6 is going to be discless, and if I'm not going to be owning the physical copy of a game, I will wait for it to come out on Steam. So yeah, I'll wait. I waited, what, 3 years for Spider-Man 2? I'm still going to be waiting to stream it. I can wait for Spider-Man 3. But yeah, these two games, I really do want to play them. I'm not procrastinating them because I don't want to play them. I'm procrastinating them because I want to save that experience for streaming. Also, I don't have time to play video games the way I used to. So streaming is the only way I get to play video games, sadly. But yeah, I am very interested in playing these two, especially Spider-Man 2, because I've heard a lot of controversy about it. I've heard a lot of people kind of say it's bad, say it's good, it's not as good as the first one. Some people say it's great, all that stuff. I really want to make my own opinion on it. And while I have been spoiled a lot on the story, I still want to make my own opinion about it. I haven't experienced it myself, So I'm super interested to see how all of the out of context things I've seen and heard actually fit into the story. Oh, Sora popped in. A wild Sora's here. Let me. I mean, you're technically streaming part of the franchise in September since Wolverine takes place in the same universe. All right, so what I'm hearing is I play Wolverine, and then I start playing the Spider-Man franchise, and then we play Ghost of Tsushima. So, Mass Effect comes out in 2029. Then, all right, I like this idea, Zombie. I like this idea. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. After watching the new one, definitely peak, but not be following those Glazers that would put it higher than my goat Toby when it comes to Spider-Man 1 and 2. You're just blind by nostalgia. No, I'm kidding. We'll see where I rank it when I watch it tomorrow. So are glazing Toby harder than people be glazing the new film? Insomniac Spider-Man 2 is extremely overrated. I'm hoping that's the case. I have a feeling I'm gonna like it. At least I'm just gonna. If I enjoy the gameplay, I feel a feeling that's gonna like kind of balance out the story for me. But we'll see. We'll see. Toby is glazed, but his movies are. Toby is glazed, but his movies are actually good. That's true. Toby does deserve a lot of glaze. Do I think he's the best Spider-Man actor? No, but his movies are really good, especially 1 and 2. All right. You know what? Speaking of Toby, let's just get some of the S tiers out of the way. You know what? Let's get. Everyone knows what the S tiers are going to be. All right, Spider-Man 1. Yeah, I think this movie's actually kind of underrated. Everyone talks about Spider-Man 2. This is probably thinking going through all the origin story movies. I mean, I'm a sucker for origin stories. I feel like a lot of people complain about like, oh, why are we getting more superhero origin stories? I kind of understand it for the big ones like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. We've seen their origin stories so many times.
How'd that get in there?
We got Speaking of Toby, speaking of Toby, we got a super chat from Corpse. Thank you for the $5. I got Eevee to join the cult, so I don't think you're pushing Mass Effect back too much into the future. We'll see if Spider-Man 3 gets announced for the PS5 next year. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we're probably gonna be we're gonna be playing Mass Effect. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna be playing Mass Effect. I highly doubt. Ooh, maybe Jedi Survivors 3. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Mass Effect's not gonna get pushed back. But I feel like a lot of people are like hating on origin stories. I'm a sucker for them. I think it shows us a side of the character that we don't really get to we only get to see once, right? It's that growth. It's the experience, the first time of being a superhero, of getting those powers. I love seeing that stuff. I think this is one of, if not the best, at least in the top 3 superhero origin stories out there. And I mean, it makes the template for it. It's goaded for so many reasons, and I think, man, like, the performances in this movie. I was gonna say like they're all on their A game. Spider-Man 2, everyone's on their A game too. But the performances in this movie, especially by Willem Dafoe, generational Green Goblin. Man, I have no reason to not put this in S tier. My favorite Spider-Man movie. There you go. We'll see. At the end of this, at the end of the tier list, I'll probably just rank S tier. Um, I'll probably just like rank S tier in order, and everything else will just kind of be like where I put it. We'll see how I do. But right now, I'm just gonna be putting them as we go, and then at the end, I'll like actually like rank them. Just the S tier, I think. It's good so far. Haven't played much past where I left off. Oh, Mass Effect, bad. Oh no, I'm gonna get in so much trouble until I play Mass Effect. You guys are gonna be hounding me. Let's see. Spider-Man 2 and 1 are S tier, and I totally agree. Tasman 1's A tier. We'll see where I put it. We'll see where I put it. When it comes to Spider-Man, you get professional premium Sora. When it's not, you get current Sora. What? Um, but yeah, no, dude, everything about even the final fight, it's it's not flashy, right?
How'd that get in there?
Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Eevee. The impossible decision scene is genuinely peak superhero scene. Oh, yeah. You must choose the girl that you love or the innocence you claim to protect. The final, like I love how it's not about the end of the world or the end of the city, right? The stakes are extremely realistic in the sense that, like, if something were to go wrong, like, we could realistically see the people in the tram die, or we could realistically see MJ get into Gwen Stacy's treatment. Um, I love when superhero films are able to kind of like do those realistic stakes. It's not like this unbelievable, like, oh, kind of roasting Spider-Man 2, but give me a second, let me cook. Like, oh, the entire city's going to explode. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Um, um, it's a little bit more believable if it's the final installment of a franchise. But I love in this movie, it's not that Green Goblin is going to like gas the city or is going to blow up the city or anything like that. It's just him forcing Peter to choose between the people he wants to protect and the love of his life. And Peter does choose, but he saves them both. I love that. Like, it's not even a question for him. Like, it's just him thinking strategically of how he's going to do this, how he's going to pull it off. And then the actual final fight between Goblin and Peter. Basically, just it's like the Batman and Joker, right? They're the two sides of the same coin. And it's not this super flashy CGI fight where it's like, whoa, so much cool stuff is happening. It is just this brutal final showdown between the two. Brutal hand to hand. And you feel every punch. And while I have other fights higher in terms of choreography, this is probably one of the best showdowns between uh, hero and villain in cinema. I think it's just like you feel it. You feel every punch, everything that they're both fighting for. I love it. This is an easy S tier. It's one of the best. It might be the best superhero origin story out there. I love this movie so much. And I do think it's kind of underrated. Everyone glazes the Toby trilogy, but they only really talk about Spider-Man 2. I might be with Eevee. I might like this more than Spider-Man 2. I don't know. They're really interchangeable. I'm something of a glazer myself. One thing I'll never forgive Parker for is not bagging Black Cat. Like, pass me the controller. Same. Sora. Like, luckily, so far, we have not witnessed Spider-Man fumble Black Cat in live action. However, in the Insomniac games, yeah, Peter, you can forget about MJ. Just go for Black Cat. Come on, man. Come on. Pass the controller. Buddy. The comics, too, man. Comics are hard sometimes. Comics are hard to watch or hard to read sometimes. Like, dude, I know she ain't right for you. I know she'll break you. She'll leave you heartbroken. Do it. It can't be worse for what MJ is doing to you. All right, let's get the Tobey Maguire trilogy out of the way. Spider-Man 2, again, S tier. What can I say that and literally no one's ever said before? Spider-Man 1 is the quintessential superhero origin story. Spider-Man 2 is like the quintessential sequel, as well as having one of the best villains out there. Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus, really, really good. I think Green Goblin's a little bit better though. Green Goblin's more enjoyable to watch. But I think with Dr. Octopus, they give you someone who's a little bit more relatable, that's someone you can kind of see what's going on with them. It's not entirely their fault, it's the arms poisoning their mind. Everything about this, like, it's just a huge step up in terms of like the action sequences, the stakes, and like the struggle that Peter goes through of wanting to be Peter or wanting to be Spider-Man. and overall choosing Peter and how that affects his mental state. I think it's really interesting. Do I think it's Spider? Like it is like the struggle of Peter Parker and Spider Man. I think it's really interesting, like the direction that they went with. The only thing, I think this is just like in general for the entire Raimi trilogy. I just don't care about MJ. I don't think she's worth it in this trilogy for him to be going through all this turmoil. And the thing is, I'm glad that it's not just MJ that like he's not like giving up Spider-Man because of it just for MJ. It's just like his entire life is just suffering. Like as Peter Parker, his entire life is suffering because of um, him staying as Spider-Man. MJ just ends up being the catalyst as like, all right, that's the final straw because he missed her play. But I wish MJ was better in this. I don't buy the chemistry between Toby and Kirsten Dunst. I do not buy the chemistry at all between them, and I don't understand the relationship at all in these movies. So that's like a slight. It brings them down a little bit. Brings them down. There's no such thing as Spider-Man 3, only 1 and 2. Denial. Denial. So, Spider-Man 3. We went from two of the greatest Spider-Man movies out there. I'm gonna be real, man. I think I enjoyed TASM 2 more than Spider-Man 3. I want to put this in pretty bad. I was thinking mid, but this one's just hard to watch. And the thing with the Toby movies, they are a little bit cringy, right? They kind of have that like that cheese, kind of like that Silver Age cheese to them. It's partly due to the acting. It's more of like a melodrama sometimes. And like that cheese is fine to watch. That drama is fine to watch in Spider-Man 1 and 2. But with Spider-Man 3, it hurts. This might I rewatched these movies a couple years ago. I guess 5 years ago, getting ready for No Way Home. I did a Spider-Man marathon. I watched all of the live action Spider-Man movies getting ready for No Way Home. This one, I'm real. This was the hardest one to rewatch. And yeah, I rewatched Spider-Man 2 in that marathon. This was the hardest to get through. Um yeah. It's not absolutely atrocious. There are some like redeeming factors about it. Like I do like some of the things that they do with Harry, not everything. Um Sandman's great in this. Um Jeez. There's so much that I just don't like about this movie. Um for Eevee, I might try and so Eevee, this is how I feel about rewatching Spider-Man 3. I feel like it's Spider-Man 3 to me, rewatching is the equivalent of rewatching the palace scene in ReZero when Subaru just starts going when Subaru starts insulting the knights, you know, it's the equivalent for me. Like rewatching the entirety of Spider-Man 3, it feels that cringe sometimes. It's like, no, don't do that. It's like every time I rewatch it, I'm kind of like hoping like maybe this time things will be different, and then it just doesn't happen. Things don't change. That's kind of what it feels like rewatching Spider-Man 3. That's I just don't like this movie. I hope your roommate brother. I hope they're okay, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, go check on them if they're coughing crazily like that. I need to scroll up a little bit. I like Spider-Man 3 even with all the blow added by Venom. Thomas Hayden Church kills it as Sam. No, yeah, Sandman's probably one of the standouts. Or no, Sandman is the standout of Spider-Man 3. I don't really care for the retcon with him being the one to have accidentally killed Uncle Ben. I don't think they needed to do that, but I understand they just really wanted to connect the two plot lines together. I don't think they needed to. It was also one that I saw in theaters. Ah, yeah, that'll help in terms of like thinking back fondly to it. I like Spider-Man 3 as well, especially any scene with Sandman. Yeah, I mean, he carries this film on his back. I also saw it in theaters. I don't think I saw it in theaters. As a kid, I watched this one like crazy on DVD. James Franco's Harry doesn't age. Oh, thank you for the super chat, oh, dude. That hearing Tobey Maguire. Sometimes I would miss these super chats. Bryce Dallas Howard is Gwen Stacy. Never mind. I forgot. I forgot about missed opportunity, my dude. Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy is also not. You're so right. It's still not enough to save the movie. I forgot that Bryce Dallas Howard was in this movie. Dear Lord. James Franco's Harry doesn't age well. I know James Franco has gone through his controversies. Watching these movies in isolation, I think I enjoy him as Harry. Could we have gotten probably characters that were younger? Yeah. I don't know. I think he does good in these movies. I do not keep up with the controversies, so like, yeah, he probably does not age well in terms of like anything that he's done or been anything he's been accused of or not sentenced because I don't think he's actually like been held in court, but doesn't age well. But in isolation, I like his interpretation of Harry. I just wish that he was actually given the time he deserved, like the character deserved in Spider-Man 3. But the Venom blow really, really pushes it. The Venom blow like really hurts a lot of like Harry's arc, and I just wanted to see more of Sandman, honestly. Let's not talk about TASM 2, Harry. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah. Yeah, no, this TASM 2 does not. TASM 2 has a lot of lows too. Well, for me, I think that's how the story's supposed to be, so it doesn't bother me on rewatch. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be cringe, but it still doesn't make it any less cringe. Like, yeah, Peter's cringe, but he's kind of supposed to be cringe. Here, it's what Peter thinks. Yeah, I know. I know. Like when he's in the symbiote form, like it's giving him the confidence, so he's doing what he thinks is cool. Doesn't make it any less cringe for me. It's just a really rough rewatch, especially every scene between Toby and Kirsten. When I was saying like I don't buy the chemistry in Spider-Man 1 and 2, I really don't buy it here. I just don't get the relationship, and both of them are in the wrong. Um I don't feel like they I don't Sam Raimi, I don't know if I haven't seen it in a lot of his other films. The Doctor Strange romance is also not the best. Um but like, I don't know, it's like the romance scenes between Peter and MJ, I don't get it. I don't see what they see in each other. And like with their relationship kind of being the big thing in this movie, I don't buy it, and it's like that's a big plot line, the whole melodrama between them. MJ is cheating on Peter again with Harry. Peter's flirting with Gwen as Spider-Man while he's with MJ. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, I feel like these movies were kind of like the beginning of MJ's really bad PR, and now the comics are just like striking home with that bad PR. Do I buy the chemistry in the TASM movies? 100%. It probably helps that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone were dating at the time. But yeah, dude, I really feel the chemistry in there, and I'll talk about that when we get to here. But like in comparison, if we're just talking about like the chemistry and the romance between like Spider-Man and his love interest, I'm sorry, the Tobey Maguire movies go down to absolutely atrocious if we're talking about that kind of chemistry. And then um, Andrew goes into S tier. I think Tom goes into A. I think it goes into A. But yeah, like I don't feel the relationship. And when the movie like really needs you to focus, like when the movie wants to focus on that relationship, it just falls really it falls short for me. I feel bad for Sam Raimi because he was forced to add Venom when he just wanted to focus on Sandman and Harry. Yeah, I think everyone has probably heard about everything that went down in like behind the scenes where like Sam Raimi he didn't even like Venom. He didn't like him as a villain. He didn't want to do the dark version of Spider-Man. But Avi Arad, everyone's least favorite Sony corpo, is like, I need to sell action figures, and if everyone loves the black suit Spider-Man, so get me Venom in there. And Venom sells, black suit Spider-Man sells, get me Venom. And he just didn't have a choice. And you can feel the bones. You, the bones of a really good movie are there, but they're hidden beneath Venom symbiote muck. Yeah, like you can feel like the essence of like what this movie could have been. However, the movie that we ended up getting, I feel really bad for Sam Raimi because I think this cost us all a Spider-Man saga. Granted, we were going to get Spider-Man 4, but Sam Raimi just couldn't crack the script in time. So maybe, even despite this movie, if Sam Raimi was able to write Spider-Man 4 faster, maybe we could have gotten a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man saga. But I don't know. This movie, we're gonna see this a lot with Spider-Man. Is like the quintessential example of like studio interference, and Sony just does not learn their lesson, which sucks. Like for me, it never bothers me when I know that you're supposed to feel a certain way. Yeah, fair enough. However, Venom in this movie and anything with MJ sucks. Yeah. And when the black the black this theme is like the music in this movie along with like it's Danny Elfman still does this movie, right? Like Danny Elfman, like he knocks out of the park. The music in this movie is great, but it's just like it's not enough for me to like want to put it anywhere high. It's maybe on a rewatch, another rewatch, I'll put it in mid. I don't think it would go any higher than mid. But based off of like how I was feeling rewatching this movie 5 years ago, oof, this was rough. Our canon event. I will say though, the symbiote Spider-Man suit looked fantastic. Little kid me was in awe with that suit's aura. Yes, again, a lot of aesthetic stuff. The music's great. The costuming is great, especially with what they had at the time. Um, Great Spider-Man suits. The symbiote suit is just full of aura. I actually really like the kind of like the yellow lenses it has. It's There's so many like superficial things about this movie that I think are really cool to look at. But does it all add up? No. I just I don't to me it doesn't add up in the way that like with Subaru's courtroom scene. Like you said, Eevee, like when it's supposed to make you feel a certain way, it doesn't bother me. Subaru's courtroom scene is still, like really hard to watch, but I understand it, right? Especially with the arc that Subaru goes on after. But this one is just like we get Peter at his like absolute lowest, and I just kind of I don't know. It doesn't give me the same character arc as Subaru does, which I know how that's high. I don't know. It's because I compared it to the Subaru stuff. I shouldn't be comparing ReZero and Spider-Man, two completely different things. But nah, I can't put it anywhere higher than pretty bad. Uh, nah. I would have it in mid. I would just have it over TASM 2 easily. For me, I don't think I would. I need to put Spider-Man 3 in S tier for Bully Maguire. Ooh, S tier for Bully Maguire and Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy. I see the vision. I see the vision. It's not enough. It's not enough. Re Spider-Man. Actually, funny you should say that. That is a thing. TASM 2 is number 5. Ooh, very interesting. Very interesting. You are an Andrew Glazer, an Andrew defender. I respect that. I respect that. You're a day one. All right, before we get on to Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2, before we get into the Andrew trilogy or duology, let's go over some cartoons. Like what is this one? Spider-Man Unlimited. This is a childhood one. This is one from the childhood. They did a lot of reruns for this when I was a kid. So this is mostly based off of nostalgia. I have a feeling not a lot of people like this show from what I've seen. I have nostalgia for it. I haven't rewatched it since I was a kid in those reruns. I want to put it like right here. I think it's actually kind of interesting what they do with Spider-Man to make him different. I don't know if this was a response to Batman Beyond at the time, but taking him into kind of like that neo future, all the animal thing, like hybrids. I thought it was pretty interesting as a kid. But I don't remember enough of it to go like, wow, this is really good, or wow, this is really bad. I just remember as a kid, I did enjoy this show. I did enjoy this show. I thought it was really fun. So yeah, I want to put it here. I don't have too much to say about it. Let's see. Like TASM 2 has very few redeeming qualities, just the Spider-Man suit, Peter and Gwen, that's it. What's crazy is that Peter has way more chemistry with Gwen Stacy than he does with MJ in Spider-Man 3. That's I don't understand it, like the chemistry between Toby and Kirsten, like if it wasn't there, or like what? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of a lot like Grant Gustin and oh shoot, what was her name? The girl that plays Iris. It's like the chemistry is just not there, but Grant has chemistry with like literally everyone else, not just the women, but the men too. Um, like Grant has such good chemistry with everyone but Iris, and I feel like it's the same thing with Toby and with Peter and MJ in this. Like Toby has chemistry with a lot of other people, not MJ. Ursula, my goat. I love Ursula. This was a unique take, and I respect it for that. Yeah, yeah, right. Unlimited. It was a very unique take. I feel like it was probably a response to Batman Beyond, but I respect what it was going for. I do kind of want to rewatch it, so maybe when I make some time in my anime watching, maybe I'll go back and rewatch this on D plus. But yeah, I'm gonna put it here for my childhood self. All right, let's go with let's get another STR out of the way. Spectacular Spider-Man. Who are we even kidding? Like, what are we talking about here? This is the voice of Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Yuri. I love you, Yuri Lowenhall. Josh Keaton. He's the goat. It's the goat of Spider-Man voice acting. I wish he was in more stuff. I wish he was in more stuff. I think they fumbled the bag with him in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, replacing him with Drake Bell. He not only did they fumble the ball with the whole show by canceling it, I think it's just a shame that they never got Josh Keaton back to do more for Spider-Man, whether it be for more video games, which I know he is in some games, but I want to see more animated stuff, more stuff, just more stuff with him. He's got such a great voice for Spider-Man. Like this is the Spider-Man voice for me. Like when I read Spider-Man, this is the voice I hear in my head. Yuri, if I'm reading older, so if it's teenage Spider-Man, it's Keaton. If it's older Spider-Man, it's Yuri. Like it's those two that like are constantly like in my head whenever I read Spider-Man. And just Spectacular Spider-Man. This is the Batman the Animated Series of Spider-Man cartoons, and it really should have gone on longer. The lore, the villains, the plot, everything about this show was like the perfect introduction to like the more complex side of Spider-Man's life. And like the relationship drama, the high school drama in this show, I don't think I've seen anything better in terms of like for Spider-Man. Peter is kind of an asshole, juggling all these girls, and it all falls apart. It all falls apart in glorious, glorious fashion by the end of the series, and it's so sad, but Peter ends this series on a real low note. Ouch. But I think this series really handles everything about Spider-Man so well. From him being Spider-Man to him being Peter, it's a perfect balance of that dynamic, that life, and what it means to be Spider-Man and what it means to be a hormonal idiot teenager. All right, let's go back up and read some comments real fast. My girl Ursula, Peter too should have gone for her. I'm saying, get MJ out of here. Go for Ursula, man. She was the sweetest girl. She was so sweet. You could tell she had, like, she just, all she wanted was for Peter to be happy. You could tell. There was a lot of love in there. That was a big crush she had on. She had a big crush on him. I wish we kind of got to see. Yeah, I understand Peter and MJ. Like, that's the classic. Like, that's the OTP. And maybe if there were other live action interpretations of Spider-Man at the time, we would have kind of not gone for MJ. But it feels like they were just trapped, like they needed to do MJ because that's the Spider-Man love interest. But with Andrew, we got Gwen. With Tom, we technically have MJ, but it's Michelle Jones, probably just because of a copyright thing. I would have loved to have seen like a what if Toby and Ursula or Peter and Ursula. What is what is it with people with the last name Keaton killing it as Spider-Man characters? I don't. There's just something about the name Keaton, man. If your last name's Keaton, you're gonna make it big in the comic book industry. I remember the cliffhanger and not knowing it was canceled until like years later, and just being like, "Where's season 3?" Same. This one and Wolverine and the X-Men were my canon events. This is what those two shows taught me, the tragedy of what it meant for a show to be canceled. This it's this I just read Flash Thompson. I remember like the supporting cast in this show so good. Kurt Connors, um, Kurt Connor, like the Connors family. Surprise, like it's actually they're kind of standouts in terms of like, huh? They actually just made them a supporting cast for Spider-Man. I really dig this. Like they gave them a lot to do at times. And then Flash too, was really good character. It's your classic bully, but also like they give you more with him. Imagine if we got to see this version of Flash Thompson as Agent Venom. That would have been really cool. And I think like I don't know if we would have gotten Agent Venom, but like you could totally see by the end of season 2, Flash was starting his character arc, and I would have loved to have seen that fulfilled and seen him be a different person from season 1. Peter should have gone for Jameson's secretary. Betty, no! Well, actually, the Toby one, they. It's hard because Tobey Maguire was an adult. I don't know how much older Betty was supposed to be uh, in those original Spider-Man movies, but at least in Spectacular Spider-Man, like Betty would be catching a case if that was the if they did that. Maybe it was rage bait all along. Right? They're like, oh, we're gonna give them the most peak cartoon adaptation of Spider-Man ever. Now we're gonna take it away. Let's see what happens. Maybe it was just an experiment. Maybe it was a social experiment. The sheer amount of peak shows in that from the era that never got their conclusion is astounding. Let's see: Spectacular Spider-Man, Wolverine and the X-Men, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Young Justice, Teen Titans. Yeah, Teen Titans ends openly, doesn't it? With the Terra statue. What else am I missing? I feel like there's more. Oh man. And the thing with the Marvel, it sucks so much with the Marvel stuff because let's go to Ultimate Spider-Man. That's the wrong one. It was just to synergize with the MCU. Like Ultimate Spider-Man, they're like, oh, we're gonna have Spider-Man in the MCU. All right, let's put Spider-Man in a sandbox where you can talk with more Marvel characters. Cancel Spectacular Spider-Man. We're gonna create a Spider-Man who's part of a team who can talk with the Avengers every other episode. Yeah, I'm probably not being fair to the Spectacular Spider or to the not sorry, probably not being fair to Ultimate Spider-Man. But I remember as a kid, and this as a kid. I'll read the comment. I'll catch up on the comments in a second. But as a kid, I remember, right, watching Spectacular Spider-Man. Sorry, there's a lot of adjectives going around here, but I was watching Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm like, this is so peak. This is so good. I did not understand. I did not understand that it was canceled. And at the time, I didn't really understand that like shows actually had ongoing plot lines. So when Ultimate Spider-Man started airing, I'm like, what? What's this? So like as a kid, I would watch Ultimate Spider-Man, but I could just feel something was wrong, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and I just was not enjoying it as much as I was enjoying Spectacular Spider-Man. And as a kid, I was like, when's Spectacular coming back? When's the other one gonna like start airing again? And like it just got to a point as a kid. This is probably one of the first shows I consciously decided to drop because I just didn't want to watch it anymore. As a child, the target audience. Whoa, what a bag fumble Ultimate Spider-Man was. No, not just superhero shows. That's true. I only really watched superhero shows back in the day, so I don't know a lot of the other ones. Sora went back in time to cancel Spectacular Spider-Man so that Spider-Man could feel like what Raider fan feels. No! Sora, why would you do that? Go back in time and stop yourself from doing it. Pull another flashpoint. That's why everything's going so wrong. We're living in the wrong timeline. Oh man, yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man is just not my thing. Was supposed to be the target audience for this. But I didn't vibe with it. I didn't find it funny. This is potentially one of the worst voice actors for Spider-Man of all time. Um, and I'm not even talking about what Drake Bell did in terms of like everything he's accused of, or even was sentenced for. I'm just talking about his voice is so annoying. I hate it because sometimes I'll be reading as Josh Keaton, and then Drake Bell slips into my head. I'm like, I can't read this anymore, and I have to actually like just go and watch clips of Spectacular Spider-Man because this guy's voice is just so annoying. I just cannot forget it, and it haunts me. It haunts me. And then like superficial, the animation, I just don't think it's really that good. I hate the fourth wall breaks. Um, and in every way, this is just a downgrade from one of the best superhero animated series of all time. And I honestly I hate everything about this show. I appreciate that it got me into characters like Power Man, White Tiger, Iron Fist. It actually made me a Nova hater. I need to go read some Nova comics because I hate Nova, and it's all because of this show. But like the other three, I enjoyed them. This is my introduction to like, well, actually, Earth's Mightiest Heroes had Power Man and Iron Fist. But this show like showed me a little bit more of them. Uh, so yeah, I can appreciate it for like introducing me to some like lesser known characters. I still hate the show for everything it stands for. The Sora Point paradox. Thanks, Sora. You got her. You're the reason why Harambe died. Yes, can call me Miles. Crazy. Sora. I can't honestly. For Cleopatra, can't really blame you, buddy. What can I say? I'm only human. I was gonna say you're only human. Am I right? Oh, thank you for sharing the live, Justin. All right. From one of the best to one of the worst. Let's just keep going on this worst train. Venom. Let's knock another trilogy out. Venom 1. It's pretty bad. I've seen this movie a couple times. I think my first watch through, I think I would have it at mid. I've seen it a couple more times. I just it's kind of boring. I just don't feel like it does anything worth existing for. I don't have much to talk about with this one, it's just kind of boring. It's like it is an origin story, but like it's not really Venom. It's just Venom by name. Like it's missing all the stuff that makes Venom Venom. Like that connection to Spider-Man, that hatred, that edge. It's just like your standard like anti-hero, I guess. I was like if you renamed this movie to something else, like the the grin, right? If you name this movie to something else, it's like yeah, it's just like a CGI blob guy, you know. It's not distinguishably Venom, and yeah, it's just not it's not great. They're jumping me, they're jumping me. Yeah, I know what Sora's talking about. I know what Sora's talking about. Then Venom 2, I'm just gonna put it above Venom 1. Um, yeah, it's still pretty bad, but I think it's a little bit more entertaining. I think Woody Harrelson is funny as Carnage, um, but they're equally as bad as the other. I don't know. I think this one's a tad bit more entertaining. This one's just very plain and boring. This one's like funny in a bad way. I do kind of like the whole marriage couple fighting thing that they're going for between Eddie and Venom, but like other than that, it's it's I. It's pretty bad. And then Venom 3, The Last Dance. Yeah, this one's actually just atrocious. I watched all of these in theaters, by the way. Why did I do that? I don't know. I watched all of these in theaters. This one's like legitimately really bad. This is one of the worst. I mean, like granted, I haven't seen Madam Web. I'm real. I have not seen Craven the Hunter, and I regretfully missed both showings of Morbius in theaters. So like these three would probably be an absolutely atrocious. I'm never gonna watch these three. Um, but Venom, man, this movie actually made me feel stupid. This movie, like legitimately, like it felt like it did not trust me to understand what it was trying to do, and it's just a major step down in terms of entertainment factor from Let There Be Carnage. It's just like it's such a waste of Noel. I feel like Noel had Sony not done this movie, potentially maybe Noel could have been like a bigger bad in the MCU down the line. But I feel like they're just gonna be sitting on him. They're gonna be sitting on Noel because they wasted him in this movie. Like just like they're gonna be sitting on Kang for like the next 20 years. I think this movie is just a waste of everyone's time, honestly. Even the sacrifice at the end of it is just like, whoa, okay, whatever. The Venom trilogy rolls around like a turd in the wind. I like Venom 1 and 2. I thought it was pretty fun. It's not the best. It's not the best writing, but still fun. I haven't watched the third film. If you like Venom 1 and 2, maybe you'll like Venom 3. It's more or less the same thing, but just like less. I don't know. I didn't find it as entertaining as the other two. I didn't find it as fun. It's kind of a road trip movie, kind of not. Um, the plot is a whole MacGuffin thing. Noel is just a waste. The disposable enemies he sends, they're kind of cool, but it's also like they're so OP. It gets to a point where it's like, okay, what are you actually supposed to do about these things? And then like when the final big sacrifice comes, I just don't understand why Noel's dogs just didn't finish off Venom the way that they finish off like everything else. It's like it's just like the plot armor and like the final scene was so strong. It just takes me out of the movie. I had fun with the first two, but that last one is absolute garbage. Yep. Rank the trailer for Madam Web. What's the line? What's the iconic line? I know this man. He was in the Amazon with my father studying spiders when he's mysteriously disappeared. That's close to the line. Okay, we're talking about the trailer for all of these. F, and F. If we're talking about the trailers, none of these are. Actually, we'll put Craven's in mid. I think Craven's trailer can make you think that this could be a fun action movie. Morbius is just such a bad trailer. Man, these two are like. This one's one of the worst trailers in all time. Let me put these. Someone's gonna take a screenshot of that. We'll put these back here. I have no inclination of ever watching these three movies. Maybe, if I ever bring like reactions back, like an April Fool's thing. But like, dog, I'm not watching them alone. I'm gonna make Sora watch them with me. It's not a stream if Sora doesn't catch a stray. Am I right? When I saw Madam Web trailers, I knew it was going to be garbage, and it's a good thing I didn't watch it. Same, man. Like, there's a reason why we have trailers. It's to warn us. It's to warn us. I knew Venom 3 was going to be bad when I saw them using Dark Prescott, uh, Dallas Cowboys quarterback, to promote the. What? Why? That's such an interesting promotion. Why would you do that? Madam Web's trailer was a bottom 3 of all time. I'm so glad that people also see that. He was studying spiders in the rainforest with my father when he died. Like, um, cool exposition, I guess. It's kind of tragic that quote never made it into the movie. I'm just gonna say it's kind of tragic. All right, I think honestly we're just in like we've kind of gotten rid of like the bloat. We're just in like the good stuff now, the meat. So let's do the Andrew. Why do I keep saying trilogy? Let's do the Andrew duology, guys. I mean, I'm actually kind of curious. Let me make a. Can I do a thing here? Do I have to? Oh, this is TikTok. Hey, let's try to do something here. Let's do a Q&A. All right, let's do a poll again. Oh no. How do I do this? Tom Holland's winning 50% of the poll. All right, let's end this poll. And then let's do another one. Say, Andrew or TASM 1 ranking. S, A, B, C, lower. Kind of curious to see where this is going to go. All right, so let's talk about TASM 1 now, guys. I'm very curious to see what you guys are going to talk about this. Kind of tragic that Sony thought they could make their own Avengers. It's rigged. So I see you're the one that voted for Toby. Let's see. All right. So we're going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man duology now. And yeah, it's so funny. It's not even tragic. It's just sad, honestly, that Sony's like, wait a minute. We can make a Spider-Man villain version of the Avengers. And it can make us a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad. Like that was the thought process. All right, let's do TASM 1, guys. I would have voted Toby before I saw the new movie. Sora, you lost the Toby. You lost the Toby fan. All right, TASM 1. Much like Spider-Man 1, this is a very underrated movie. I'm going to say it. I know people don't like it. Some people say it's too dark. Some people say it's too gritty. I kind of like that they went for a different direction. I kind of like they went in a different direction for Spider-Man in this one. especially coming off of kind of like the soap opera cheese fest that was the Tobey Maguire trilogy. I I respect that they didn't try and like copy what was working and they went for something else. And this I mean this is probably the best that Spider-Man has ever moved. And I'm very very hopeful that Brand New Day will surpass these two in terms of like aesthetic. But this one, like I know the Lizard probably isn't the most fleshed out villain, but I actually do like the Lizard in this movie. I wish we got to see more of Kurt, like the Connor family, like how we got to see in Spectacular Spider-Man. But I enjoy the Lizard as a villain here. The chemistry between Gwen and Andrew don't necessarily carry the movie, but it is one of the standouts of this movie. The relationship between those two and seeing it begin to blossom from them just like knowing each other to them being a couple, I really like. And Captain Stacy's an interesting character too. I feel like in this, but you know, gives Peter some gives him some like, conflict in terms of like, do I date Gwen or am I putting her in danger by dating her? Should I date Gwen or am I doing wrong? Is it a wrong for me to do that? And in the end, he does make the selfish choice to date Gwen, but I like how like he actually had to think about it. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna put this in. This is an A-tier movie for me. Honestly, I actually really enjoy this movie. Like for his, this one doesn't have as many lows as TASM 2, but like I feel like the lows people focus on too much. Like the suit doesn't look the best, or it's too dark, it's too gritty. But I like what they went for in this movie. I think it actually really works a lot. I do think that Andrew's probably one of, or I mean, like, yeah, no, he's my favorite interpretation of Spider-Man in terms of like how Andrew acts. Like the Andrew Garfield, the actor, is my favorite Spider-Man. We'll see how Brand New Day changes my mind with Tom Holland. But Andrew's still the bar, and I like how before like I have a lot of criticism with the Snyderverse, and the Snyderverse was trying to do this exactly. They just never got to pay it off. But with TASM 1, you kind of see that dark place that Peter was in, and in TASM 2, you see how he got out of that dark place and how Spider-Man has changed him. I really like that way of the storytelling. Andrew Garfield is my sister's favorite Spider-Man. Your sister's so beast. She's so beast. I would put TASM 1 in Ultimates here. Well, that's where it goes. Yeah, this is a really underrated Spider-Man movie. I think it's overhated. And I know that like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man's kind of going through a renaissance right now. Yeah, I'm glad that people are going back to TASM 1 and are actually seeing kind of what I see in it. It's not a perfect movie. But it has heart. I will say it has heart. The Amazing Spider-Man has phenomenal CGI. Was a phenomenal CGI series. I like the dark writing. Yeah, the like the CG. Like I'm saying, like I don't think Spider-Man has ever moved better than in the Amazing Spider-Man duology. Again, we'll see how Brand New Day changes that. The trailers make me so hopeful we're finally going to be able to see like good Spider-Man swinging, good Spider-Man action. Eat your heart out. The Home Trilogy director, I don't know why I just forgot your name, but eat your heart out. I cannot believe that you said that practical swinging looks bad. Um, but no, like the Ultimate Spider or the Amazing Spider-Man duology is easily the best that Spider-Man has ever aesthetically looked swinging. Especially the final swing here. It's so cool. And the music, not as iconic as the Danny Elfman Spider-Man theme, but like the final swing, it kind of like has like this kind of haunting vibe to it. Like even like despite the loss of Captain Stacy, and despite the responsibility that it is to be Spider-Man, Peter still puts on the mask, and like it has like this haunting heroic vibe to it. And the crane scene music is so good. honestly, top five Spider-Man moment right there. Live action Spider-Man moment with the crane scene. Maybe top three. Maybe I'm overglazing. Maybe I'm overglazing. But the crane scene, from the music to the way it was shot to um uh like the payoff of it all, beautiful, beautiful. And that's like where you can tell like the heart of this movie. Like I love this movie, and it's because of how much heart it has. Plus the crane scene is just phenomenal. 100%. 100%. The Spider-Man theme in the Amazing Spider-Man is iconic. I don't think it's as easy to hum as the Danny Elfman theme. Like the Danny Elfman theme, that's kind of what pops into my mind whenever I think of like Spider-Man themes. The Amazing Spider-Man one, like I like it, but it's harder to get into my head. Um, but I love I remember the crane theme a lot. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Yeah. All right, let's talk about TASM 2 now. We've we've glazed Andrew enough. Let's humble. Let's get humble, guys. This is an S tier. The crane scene and the train scene are top two Spider-Man moments in cinema. 100%. The train scene in Spider-Man 2 is one of the best Spider-Man like action set pieces. Actually, that entire sequence, even before they got onto the train, when they do I forgot, what do they transition to? It's like when they do the transition, I believe, of like Spider-Man swinging, and then like the camera just starts to pull out, and it comes out through Doctor Octopus's sunglasses. From then to the end of the train scene is one of the best Spider-Man sequences out there in terms of action sequences. Get TASM 2 out of S tier. What are you talking about? It belongs in S tier. I don't know what you're talking about. It's an S tier movie. It's one of the best movies of all time. What are you talking about? Anyway, moving on. Let's go to Across the Spider. Okay. TASM 2. Aesthetically, one of the best Spider-Man movies out there. I love the Brand New Day suit. I'm honestly between Brand New Day and TASM 2 suits in terms of like best live action Spider-Man suits. Both of them are great. I think the Brand New Day suit, the one thing I want is like just slightly bigger eyes. Just slightly, not like comically large, just like a little bit bigger than what we have from the trailers. Uh, the the action sequences in this one are really, really fun. The electro sequences, um, like when he like at near the end when he's chasing him through the city in the blackout, is so cool. Everything else about this movie, outside of like the drama between Peter and Gwen, again, that carries the movie on its back. Peter and Gwen carry this franchise. Put it down here. It's pretty bad. Other than like the aesthetics, everything else about this movie is really bad. If we were rating based solely on music, TASM 2 would be S tier. Electro theme is so perfect. It is so. I love listening to the electro theme. I think it was Samuel Kim. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it was Samuel Kim. He made a remix of the electro theme and the Prowler theme from Into the Spider-Verse, and it's so good. But yeah, if we're talking about music, this one I think it has a lot of great music to it. Danielle, no shoot, who did the? It was Junkie XL, right? Who did? Let's see. Oh, Hans Zimmer, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL. I mean, you just can't go wrong with Hans Zimmer. Did Hans Zimmer actually do TASM 1 too? James Horner. Okay, yeah, yeah. But man, the music's great. The visuals are really good. The action is really fun. The chemistry between Peter and Gwen, like that entire plot of like her wanting to leave for college, and Peter kind of like not understanding if he's going to stay in New York, if he's going to follow her, and like the build off, like the payoff to him deciding like, hey, London's got crime, right? It's like he will follow her because she is his world. New York is his home, but Gwen is his world. I loved all of that. Everything else about the movie is like, no, it's so sad, so sad. How badly they dropped the ball on this. Especially the villains. This movie, villains suck. It's kind of crazy. Rhino's been fumbled twice. Rhino wasn't Kraven the Hunter. Rhino wasn't here, and I sadly don't believe we'll probably be seeing Rhino for a very, very long time in the MCU because he's had two awful, awful um, adaptations as himself, and I don't know if the MCU is going to want to play in that sandbox for a little bit. Honestly, the big thing that drags TASM 2 for me is Gwen Stacy's death. I get that it happened in the comics, but it just feels unnecessary. I think what makes her death worse in this one is the fact that we never got Spider-Man 3 or TASM 3. Granted, TASM 3 was not going to be good. I've seen some of the like the leaked script. Granted, this wasn't the final product, but I've seen like the leaked synopsis of what it was going to try and do. It was going to go into cloning. Gwen was going to come back, but like not actually our Gwen. It was going to be like a clone of her. It was going to do the clone saga. Very ambitious. Very ambitious for TASM to think that they could pull off the clone saga. But I like the idea of Gwen's death in this movie because this whole movie is about, well, not the whole movie, but a big part of this movie is about Peter deciding what he wants to do with his life. Is he going to stay in New York and be Spider-Man and be only a New York hero, or is he going to allow himself to explore the world with Gwen? And in the end, he does choose Gwen, and I think that's what makes her death so tragic in this movie. Especially since for a lot of it, they're kind of fighting. Like they don't get to enjoy their last few weeks together, I think, right? So like having Gwen's death kind of like Peter did choose her in the end. And like that was like his entire future goes with her. However, it ending like that and having so much bloat in this movie, like the parent plot line takes away from it. The three villains, mostly two, like Electro and Green Goblin, really take away from that death too, because it kind of just feels like, okay, we're gonna have Green Goblin in here, we're gonna have Gwen in here, we need to do it. So it's I like the idea of it in terms of like the plot line that they were doing with Gwen and Peter throughout TASM 2, but the payoff, you just don't feel it because we didn't get TASM 3. I think if we had gotten, oh, can we do a poll? Yeah, sure, let's do that. If we had gotten TASM 3, I think give me a second, let me end this poll. Hey, 75% of you said A tier. One person said S. Nice. All right, end poll, and let's do another one. Guys, I learned how to do polls. Hey, Eevee, like Eevee and Sora, you guys are moderators on the channel. See if you guys can do a poll on your. I don't know if you could do it on your phone. I don't think you can. Maybe I have to do some. I feel like I've seen moderators do it, but maybe they have to do it on their computers. I don't know. Let me just make a poll for this one. Let's see, TASM 2 ranking. Sadly, I'm going to skip S and A. I can only have two options. So we'll put B, C, D, and F. I skipped A and B. I don't think anyone's gonna put it in there. Rest in peace, TASM 2. Yeah. I'm locking in D. Alright, maybe that's something like for a computer, I'm not sure. But get my screens back up. I think if we had gotten TASM 3, it wouldn't exactly make TASM 2 better, but I think Gwen's death, we would feel the effects of it more. And I think No Way Home actually helps a lot with that. Like I got rageful. That like I love that. Like you feel the impact of Gwen's death in No Way Home way more than you feel in the last 10 minutes of this one, because he just like becomes Spider-Man again. I think had we gotten a third movie, and if that third movie was good, it could have helped. Like revisionist history, it could have helped this one elevate a little bit more. But no, with what we have, this is a D tier movie. I personally enjoy it a little bit more than Spider-Man 3, but that's just because I enjoy Andrew Garfield so much as an actor and as Peter. Um, but yeah, these two are kind of interchangeable in terms of like their quality. I just personally enjoy this one a little bit more. Yeah, but he was on Twitch. I don't know if he's voting on YouTube. Ooh, Dane DeHaan is so much better in Chronicle. His work as the Green Goblin is not indicative of his acting ability. Yeah, it kind of sucks because I feel like Dane DeHaan had this movie and then he had that one sci-fi movie right after it. I forgot what it was called. It's just like not great. Um, Neither of them were great representations of what he could do as an actor. I mean, I've heard good things about him. I don't think I've seen him in much outside of this, but I've heard he's a really good actor. It's just this movie. I don't know if it was the writing or if he's just like a miscast for Harry. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all. It's just it's. I feel like this. It sucks for everyone involved. It really does suck for everyone involved. I don't know what they if we I don't know what they could have done to have made it better in terms of like keeping the general structure of this movie. Obviously, get rid of the parent stuff, but like Electro on his own doesn't really work as like a movie big bad. Daddy ASMR potential? Thank you? Question mark. But I don't. Electro just doesn't work as like a movie big bad. But hey, if you reworked it, if you gave him more screen time, uh take some of the time that you were trying to use to develop Harry, uh give Electro a little bit something stronger. I don't know, maybe. They just need a different villain, honestly. Not another one, a different one. All right, yeah. There's so much. It hurts putting this movie down here because I love Andrew so much. But yeah, if I'm being fair, this is not a good movie. I only enjoy the rewatch of it just because I'm such a big fan of. Dang, 67% in F. Fair enough. Fair enough, guys. All right, let's end this poll. All right, so let's do before we do the Tom Holland trilogy, let's do everything else. All right, the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I can't believe it took me this long to talk about it. I know a lot of people have this really high up in their rankings. I know a lot of people love this show, and I love it too. I grew up on this show. I grew up on the reruns of it. I think the 90s Spider-Man and then the Spectacular Spider-Man, those were probably the shows that that affected me the most in terms of like why I became such a big Spider-Man fan in my childhood. And thinking back on this one and like all the other adaptations we've had, I'm gonna put this one in amazing. I really enjoy it. It's a little stiff, but it's just animation at the time. They didn't really have the biggest budget. They also I don't know how true it is, but the whole like Spider-Man can't hit anyone. I don't know how true exactly that law was for this show, but I actually really enjoy the fact that this wasn't a high school Spider-Man for his big debut show. This is more of a college age Spider-Man. And when you're looking back on it and you see like all of these adaptations, like Toby, Andrew, Tom, not all they don't all stay in high school, but they all start in high school. And this one kind of just like went right forward. It's like, no, this is kind of like a college era Spider-Man. He's been at it for a while. Um, or he's been at it for a little bit. I love the voice. What's his name? Let's see. Spider-Man in the animated series. The 90s. I think, yeah, Christopher Daniel Barnes. Yeah, that's him. Just want to make sure that, yeah. Wait, that's him now? Sheesh.
How'd that get in there?
Sheesh. Wait, what? Did we get a super chat? Oh, there it is. I heard the super chat before it popped up. I'm like, is that a glitch? Yeah, Christopher Daniel Barnes, it kills it in this role. Let's see. Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth! Never mind, S tier. Nah, Christopher Daniel Barnes kills it in this role. And this actually introduced, I don't know if people remember this, or like how many people know this. This introduces kind of like the classic Venom storyline that we all know and love with how the symbiote affects Peter's mentally, and how like the whole like this recontextualized what the black suit was, and the comics they synergized back. Yeah, like this actually affected the comics back then. It synergized with the show because like it liked the idea. They liked the idea so much. 90s in S tier below Spectacular Spider-Man though. You see, that's the thing. Like this one, I'm just going off of memory. Spectacular Spider-Man, I've rewatched so many times. The animated series, I'm going off of memory. I don't think I've fully rewatched it. So this is based off of my memory, how much I like it, how much I enjoy. Actually, you know what? If actually, I just realized, nah, I'm gonna put it up here with Ultimate. I'm gonna put it above Amazing, because I just realized like, yeah, if this, if yeah, no. So like going off of my memory, I'm gonna put it here. If I ever do this tier list again, I will have rewatched it, and I will put it higher. But just compared to some of these, it's down here for now. But this show did a lot. It did a lot for Spider-Man. Oh, Sora's got an answer. For the mods, they need to be on computer to do polls. I tried it on my main channel and it didn't work for phone. Ah, okay. I see. Maybe after Brand New Day. Yes, Eevee. I'm going to rewatch the entirety of 90 Spider-Man in less than 24 hours. Um, like I will eventually rewatch this. Just need to find time. Yeah, again, just need to slot it into the time slot, into the timeshare. But yeah, this is something I do want to rewatch. Especially, I think I've seen everything that I actually do want to see here. Oh yeah, compared to the Unlimited, I really want to rewatch the '90s one because this is a foundational time for my childhood. This is a foundational period for my childhood. He's gonna scrap everything. All right, like no more anime, guys. Forget the anime awards. We're just gonna be watching Spider-Man from now on. The Spider-Man awards. But I really did enjoy this. This is like the first. I remember the lizard from this. I remember the lizard arc from this show. The Venom arc is so fun. The Venom arc here is peak. I don't. I remember like aspects of the Venom arc from here, but this one kind of overshadows that in my memory. Again, I need to rewatch it. The Secret Wars episode. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And then the Spider-Verse episodes too. Again, this is just like a really fun series. Was this the introduction of the Spider-Verse? In terms of like canon Spider-Man? I don't know. All right. So we got the 90s one done. Let's do something a little bit more recent, aka season 2 should be airing within the month. Let's talk about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is the latest Disney Plus interpretation of Spider-Man. Oh, wait. The Lizard episodes from the 90s is so good. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Um, is Japanese Spider-Man on the list? Nah, I have not seen Japanese Spider-Man. He wasn't on the original tier list. I thought about it because I had to add the games to this list, but I'm like, nah, I haven't seen I haven't seen Japanese Spider-Man, so it's not fair to add him here. But Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is one of the more recent animated interpretations of the character from Disney Plus. They, I think, what was it? Oh, we're gonna go down a little bit right now. Put him on. I'm gonna sit down now. I've been standing for like the past hour and a half. Japanese Spider-Man is automatically S tier for the memes. This is not a meme tier list. If this was a meme tier list, I think it would be very, very different. But yeah, the memes are from Japanese Spider-Man are really fun. They're really funny. Spider-Man with the Gatling gun. But yeah, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 1 I think aired last year. I've been anticipating season 2. Is this as good as Spectacular? No. Is the animation a little weird? Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of the style that they went with, kind of like the cell shading, CG, 2D blend. It's a very odd choice. But as I was watching it, I got used to it, and I love his first year suit, or his homemade suit. Let's blow up this homemade suit. I love this homemade suit. I don't want to get hit with copyright. Like, this is like really cool. I think like the animation style really works specifically with this suit. It works with the white suit. I do not like how his final suit looks in this show. I think I need to get used to it a little bit more. But this first suit is like, it's pretty high up for me when it comes to Spider-Man first year suits, or like first suits. I like it a lot, especially because I don't know if you can see it in here. I think like right here you can see it a little bit more. He has like whole tanks, like whole like canisters that are like this big on his back for the web fluid, because he hasn't shrunk it down yet. I love it. I love it. It's such a cool little attention to detail, and if these things get cut, then no more web fluid. I think it's like a really cool way to like introduce, like, this is his like first go around at making web fluid and all that. And then the supporting cast, which is something I haven't really been talking about for a lot of these shows. I mean, the supporting cast in Spectacular Spider-Man, there's a reason why this show's an S tier. Like that cast is spectacular. The supporting cast here, it's really good. It's not your typical starting lineup. We have Lonnie Lincoln. I think her name's Piper. I could be misremembering that. And then Nico from the Runaways. This is a very very odd supporting cast for Spider-Man. Like, you don't have the classic MJ or Gwen Stacy, or Harry. Well, yeah, Harry. Actually, never mind. Harry is in this show, and he's really good in this too. But it's, again, very different. A very different interpretation of Harry. Let's see. Peter produces radioactive. Down there, he does. But the interpretations of the show are kind of go. They go hard. Like they swing for the fences, and I think they nail what they're going for. Harry's not like the popular rich kid best friend. He's more of kind of like an isolated influencer. And I think it's a really good way to kind of update the character for the modern day. And Norman, oh my god, Norman is so good in this show. Probably one of the highlights of the show. Norman Osborn. It's the very, very beginning of his time as Green Goblin. Not even his time. It's just like, this is just Norman Osborn, and he's not like evil for evil's sake. But you also see like he's not a great person either, especially when it comes to being a dad. Like they play with they're playing a very complex game with Norman. I really like the slow build up, because eventually one day he will be Green Goblin, but not yet. And I like how we can kind of see the beginnings of it. and who Norman was before the serum. And then Peter is a lot of fun in this one too. I don't think he's as standout as Peter Parker is in the Spectacular Spider-Man, but he's a lot of fun in this one too. I really enjoy what they do with Spider-Man as a character, and it's kind of like, I know that this show was supposed to be the origin story of the MCU Peter Parker. I don't know if everyone knows this, but before, this show's original pitch was like this was going to cover um, from the time that MCU Peter got bit to when Iron Man Tony was found him in his bedroom. It was just going to be like a series that covered that, but something changed along the way. They got more ideas and they got very ambitious with it. So now we get to see, instead of a world that takes place in the MCU, we kind of get to see a world that's inspired by the MCU, but is able to do its own thing. And it does its own thing very, very well, while also taking notes from like some of the bigger events in the MCU. Like the Sokovia Accords is mentioned in this. It's kind of a plot line, but it's not like they have to follow the law of like, oh, this event happened in the MCU, Civil War happened in the MCU, Spider-Man has to be there. No, Civil War happened, but Spider-Man just wasn't there. And I love it. I love what they do in this show, especially with Nico. Peter and Nico's relationship in this show is really, really good. We all know that the best Norman Osborn is clearly sins past Norman Osborn. I think you mean Norman Osborn Spider-Man. That's my favorite Spider-Man. Norman Osborn. Clearly one of the best versions of the character. And he's honestly, Norman should be the one to take up the mask after Peter retires. The comics have shown me the way. The comics have shown me the light. Norman is the worthy successor. Get out of here, Miles. But yeah, I can't wait to see more of this show. And I think I do need to see more of it before I put it anywhere higher. I'm gonna put it in amazing. This show did did really well with Scorpion. I'm really, really interested to see where it develops from here. And I can see, as we get more seasons, I can see it going into Ultimate, potentially maybe even Spectacular. But as of right now, with season 1 under its belt, I had so much. I was not going in this show expecting to like it at all, mostly because of the animation style. But at the end of the day, it grew on me. I really like it. It stands out on its own in terms of like it has its own style, and I like what they did with the lore of Spider-Man here. They're playing in their own sandbox, and I think they stuck the landing. So I'm really interested to see what they do in season 2. Granted, I'm kind of going in with not the highest expectations because they are announcing a lot of stuff, like for what could happen in season 2. I don't know if they'll be able to handle it all, but hey, they handled it in season 1, so I'm just ready to be surprised. All right, let's get the obvious 2 out of the way. Into the Spider-Verse, S tier. What can I say? Into the Spider-Verse is, again, a quintessential Spider-Man experience, a love letter to everything that is Spider-Man. And I think this movie made me love Miles. It's not that I was a Miles Morales hater. I just didn't really care for the character that much. But this is the movie that I'm like, okay, I see what people see in him, and I love that. It's like yeah, he shares the screen with other Spider-Man, but I love that this is his world. That they stuck to the idea that he is the Spider-Man of this world, and he's not co-Spider-Maning with a Peter Parker. This is, again, a great origin story movie, and I love that we get to see so many aspects of the Spider-Verse. Noir, Spider-Gwen, the what's his name, Peter B Parker, right? Everything about this movie is so perfect, and the animation just blows me away every time I see it. Into the Norman verse, nah, we do not. Spider-Man does not need that. Can you imagine if all the Green Goblins got together in a hater convention? It's only if this same group got to do their Batman Beyond. If only if the same group got to do the Batman Beyond movie. I'm saying, man, what a waste, DC. Doesn't even have to be canon. Just making an Elseworlds thing would have been beautiful. Why don't you love me? Because you're black. Sora. Sora. Nah, easy Esther. Um yeah, this movie made me really like Miles. I still don't really care for him in the comics. But I like him. I love him in this movie. I like him in the game here. Um and man, the journey he goes on, it's a leap of faith. He stole this movie. Well, I mean, can I say he stole this movie even though like he's the main character of the movie? Miles is the star here, and I don't think he ever lets anyone else steal the movie from him. Oh man, that his suit is so good. I'm actually really sad that they changed his suit in Across the Spider Verse. I know you got to sell your toys, but man, just you should have just kept this suit. Love Miles as VA, not so much. Yeah, we don't got to talk about the VAs. We don't got to talk about VAs or actors. Shamik Moore, get help, man. Haley Steinfeld. I get it. I get it. Haley Steinfeld's an incredibly attractive woman. She does not owe you anything, man. Just because every other live action Spider-Man got to date their love interest does not mean that you get to. That is not in the contract. She does not know. She does not owe you all that. Get a life, please. Stop tweeting. For the love of God, stop tweeting. This movie makes the Prowler into a proper villain. Yeah, it does. Uh, even like, well, I think Prowler really shines with Miles, um, in the comics as well. I don't know, like Prowler before like he became the uncle to a Spider-Man. To me, he never like I didn't really care for that character, but like having him be Miles's uncle, I think that it does a lot for that character. And then seeing him how they handled him in this movie, that he's like a hitman, a villain for hire. But as soon as he realizes that Spider-Man is Miles, that his target is his nephew, he immediately is like, all right, you got to get out of here. Like it's not even a question to him. I love that about his development. It's such a good like where his priorities lie. It's in his family. I love that. And his theme too. When she got announced that she's engaged, bro tweeted give it time. Uh they're fine, but who's the one? I know. It's so sad. It's so pathetic. It's so funny though. Shamik Moore probably went crazy watching Haley Steinfeld and instead. Hey yo, I want to watch Sinners. What am I in for? What am I in for? Dog. Oh my god. Oh my god. When she got engaged, and he within like a minute of her announcement, him posting the him posting like his like there's more fish in the sea, time heals all, whatever, like oh my god. And then he tried to spit it like it's a coincidence, I didn't mean anything by it, buddy. He's just a creep, like the way he like with the Liz Allen actress too. He tried to he tried to tweet like some what was it like try to tweet some like hey we might be doing something, right? We might be together. Immediately got shut down. She's like, nah, I'm engaged to someone else. I don't know what's wrong with you. And she calls him out so hard. Embarrassing. Like, yikes. Man, that's just yikes. Then Josh Allen became MVP and Shamik had no chance. Josh Allen? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who this? Oh, is this the voice actor for Miles? No. Oh, the guy who's engaged to Haley. Okay. Right. Let's see. Said wifey, but uh yeah, okay. Oh man. Bruh. Oh man, Shamik Moore, you're so sad. Oh, you're so sad. It's not like I don't like people have done so much worse and kept their careers. I don't think he should lose his career for this, but Haley should definitely get a restraining order against him. You didn't know, Eevee? This thing blew up. You missed the Shamik lore. It's so pathetic. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Um, Shamik more um tweet. Let me see if I can find the. I think he deleted the original tweet. Ah, yeah, here it is. So she posted a image of her engagement to Josh Allen, and there's still more people to meet. So she posted this 6 minutes ago. He posted this 5 minutes ago. Bro immediately posted. There's still more people to meet, more opportunities to come, and more chances to try. Live, learn, apply. Crazy. And then like, what was this one? Ugh. Ugh. He just like he gives the ick, man. Oh, ugh, ugh. Yeah, he's just a walking ick. I don't pay attention to what actors and actresses do. They're universally shitty. Yeah, I don't necessarily pay attention to it. But this was just popping up everywhere. Everyone was talking about it in terms of like the Spider-Man like community. Even Shamik is down bad for his Gwen. I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Here's him with the Liz Allen actress. Um, and she called him out so big for this. She called him out so big for this. I mean, I can't blame him. It's Haley Steinfeld, but brother, get a hint. Get a hint. That's a yikes. That's a rough one. Bro, you should play the clip during the interview for the movie. Bro was I do not want to talking about cringe moments. Brother, brother. But he was trying to be. He was trying to rizz her up so bad. Like, bro has no anti-riz actually. Every time that guy opens his mouth, it's like, please get away from me. Everything I learned about Shamik Moore was against my. It's crazy that this guy's Miles, because oh my gosh, he does not act like Miles at all in real life. She's just trying to live her life, and bro wasn't taking the hit. Dude, I don't understand how dense you have to be for someone to get married and be pregnant with their baby with someone else. You know how dense you have to be to go. Maybe there's still a chance. And like he did this with Liz Allen, his actresses too. Ah, crazy! Yikes. My bad, guys. Into the Spider Verse is actually no, this is a S tier movie. Across the Spider Verse, I'm actually kind of split on. I've only seen it once, and like I remember loving it when I got out of theaters. But after, like now that it's been a couple years, or maybe just a year, I think it's been a couple years, right? It, like I'm like, man, I really need to know how it ends. I don't think it's better than Into the Spider Verse. I don't think it's better than Into the Spider Verse, but potentially, depending on how Part Three ends, Part Three could elevate this movie. But right now, we just have like a super open cliffhanger. I mean, it was hype. Like the last what 20 minutes of this movie is so hype, and there's still so many great moments in this movie, especially with when he goes into the evil Earth, or not the evil Earth, the Prowler Miles Earth, the Kilometers de Morales Earth. Oh my gosh, when he was confessing to his mom, it's like the buildup was so perfect. And then Miguel is interesting, but like man, I need to see part three. I need to see the end of all these arcs because right now it's just all open. It's kind of like how I talk about anime, like when I'm trying to like rank my top anime. I really struggle putting an unfinished show in my top 10 just because like I don't know how it ends. I don't know how I don't know where all these arcs are going. So this one is like with so many of the characters, you just don't know where they're gonna end up going. And it's like it ends so open, and we've been on that cliffhanger for so long, and I'm ready. I'm ready to see it. This is definitely gonna be one I'm gonna re-rank when we get to Spider-Man 3 or Beyond the Spider-Verse. But right now I'm gonna put it at the top of A. But I'm hoping it goes in S after after Beyond. Maybe there's still a chance. Apparently, the reason the voice recording took so long for the movie is because he was prolonging it due to him not wanting to stop being Spider-Man. What? Buddy. Buddy. That's weird. How do could he do that? Couldn't they just well, I guess if he recorded some of his lines, then it'd just be like a waste. But if he was prolonging it, just fire him and get someone else. The voice actor for Echo sounds exactly like him, and from Arcane. And Echo's voice actor is a sweetheart, so we wouldn't be having this trouble. I'm sorry, Shamik, man, but it's just move on, man. Just move on. All right, before we get to the Tom stuff, I want to talk about a manga. Yes, we finally I snuck in a form of Japanese entertainment into this. This is Spider-Man Fake Red. This does not follow Peter Parker. This follows someone else who I forgot the name of. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, all right? And it's a Japanese name too. Who is in Spider-Man Fake Red? I forgot his name. I feel so bad. I love this character. You, okay? Dang it! I thought it was you. So you is Spider-Man. Yes, you. So we follow you, and he's just a normal dude. He's just a normal teenager. No powers, no girl. He does not get bit by a radioactive spider. He just stumbles across the Spider-Man suit. For some reason, Peter Parker has gone missing. And this guy, he has the suit, and he's like, oh, I need to find the real Spider-Man. Why is this, why is the suit here? What happened? So, in an inspiring moment, he puts on the suit and goes onto the top of a building and is like, well, if the real Spider-Man's out there, he'll see me wearing his suit and he'll come to me, right? A building catches on fire. Everyone sees Spider-Man standing on the next door building. Spider-Man, you have to save the people in there. And you realize his mistake, because if he runs, he is going to be tanking his hero's popularity, not popularity, but his reputation. But if he goes into the fire, he might die. And of course, you, Sora, goes into the fire. He got bit by a radioactive suit. Peter, why are you leaving your DNA all over the suit? Ooh. Thank you, Sora. He sent a gift. I do not know what these are. Thank you, Sora. Oh yeah, I have a little emote for my. Oh, that's cool. I forgot about my little emotes for that. But yes, you, Sora, run into the burning building. I'm saying that. What is Peter doing in that suit? And that's where the story kind of goes on. It's a very short read. It's actually, give me 1 second. Actually, let me turn my camera on. Give me 1 second. I have it right here. Boop. Go read it. Go read Spider-Man Fake Red. Not sponsored. I'm hoping this series was canceled, but it does have an ending. It's not like one of those things where it's openly canceled. It does have an ending. And the author wanted to do more, but sadly they did not make the money they were hoping to, the company didn't make the money that they were hoping for it. But yeah, anytime I get a chance to talk about this or recommend this, I'm going to. It's such a good story. And like he kind of has a Gwen Stacy in this, not really, but like the relationship he builds with his I would say like with his kind of equivalent of Gwen Stacy is really good. It's just like a proper friendship. I love it. I love this. I'm such a sucker for this. I'm a sucker for this. Oops. Wait, I don't know why I have that. Take turn this off. There we go. The suit stays on. No. No, MJ. The suit stays on. Kachan, I'm coming to save you. Basically, yeah. It's very My Hero Academia. Eevee, want to defend yourself from that? Pause. What? Huh? Hey yo, Eevee? But yeah, Spider-Man Fake Red. This is going to S tier for me. It's not a Peter Parker story.
How'd that get in there?
You too can become a hero, Sora. Yes, Sora, you can become a hero. But yeah, this is going for in the next tier. If you like My Hero Academia, I think this is kind of like if you like My Hero and Spider-Man, this is kind of gonna like the perfect blending of the two. It's just a lot. It has a lot of heart into it. It is a beautiful love letter to what Spider-Man stands for, and I hope that somehow we're able to get an ongoing series with this character because I think um, it's such a sad loss that like this story or at least this author, this creative team, isn't going to be able to continue this story. I loved it. It was really touching, especially the ending. Uh, the ending I won't spoil, but it's very Deku and All Might. I'll just say I love it. Oh, I love it. I'm such a sucker for this. It got me. Now I'm gonna now I want to reread it. Now I want to reread it. I don't have time to reread it, but I will. I'm gonna have to find time to reread this. I feel like I read this in 2 days. It's such a short read. It's gone too soon, man. Gone far too soon. Oh yeah, Silk is in this. Sheesh. There you go, guys. That's your reason to go read this. Silk is in it. I love this. Love it. Sorry, just going through it. Love it. All right. Now we're on to the Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff. Eevee was Zendaya this whole Eevee. Good for you, man. Oh, did it? Spider-Man. Did it delete? Oh, YouTube is censoring it. YouTube doesn't like the P word. It's interesting. This plot reminds me of a webtoon called The Ember Knight. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more plots out there like this. But yeah, I love this plot. Everyone go buy 20 copies of Spider-Man Fake Red right now. Mandatory. All right, let's do yeah, let's go through the home trilogy. All right, Homecoming. We're in the home stretch now, boys. Let's see this. Sorry, I've got some notifications. All right. Homecoming. Underrated. Underrated, man. I feel like people are kind of coming back around with Homecoming. I think people are kind of changing their mind on it. This My Sora Academia. But this is I think this is one of the strong I mean like yeah, No Way Home it's kind of cheating just because it has all three of those Spider-Man in it. I think this is on its own the strongest MCU Spider-Man movie. Uh Brand New Day we haven't seen yet, so I'm gonna put this actually right below Amazing Spider-Man. I really like Homecoming. I think for a very young Peter Parker, this is the perfect interpretation of what he would be like in this universe. I know he's a Cap fan in the comics. I know he's a Captain America stan, but adapting him into the MCU, where Iron Man is more of the face of that world, making him an Iron Man stan doesn't really bother me. I know people say Iron Boy Jr. I I don't see that. To me, I just see a kid idolizing a hero, right? Like it's his favorite celebrity. Of course, he wants to try and be like him. But by the end of this movie, I mean, this is when you just tell people are just hating to hate. The end of this movie is like Peter realizing that he doesn't actually want to be Iron Man. He wants to be his own hero. He wants to be his own person, and that he takes that step back. I really love that in this movie, and I think Vulture is one of the best live action villains for Spider-Man we've gotten. He's up there with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin and Alfred Mulaney's Doctor Octopus. Michael Keaton just kills it as the Vulture. Like the car scene is so good. And it is so sad that Vulture is currently in Morbius jail right now. Yes, I don't know if anyone's actually seen Morbius, but there is an after credit scene. Vulture is in the end of the Morbius movie, and he's like, I don't know how I got to this Earth. I'm trying to get home. I think Spider-Man had something to do with it. I hope they retcon that in the MCU. It is such a shame if that is the last appearance of Michael Keaton's Vulture we're ever going to see, because I think that would be a waste. I think he's super good in this role, and like he makes the Vulture here. I love that they just didn't go for Vulture being like that's just a criminal, just a bad guy who steals. But no, like he is kind of a vulture. He goes after scraps from all these like big superhero fights. And I think that's like a really cool, again, a really cool way to kind of add him to the lore. Him being connected to Tony Stark, I don't think is as atrocious as Mysterio was, which we'll talk about soon. I like how, again, just adding to the MCU lore, adding to that lore. Yeah, of course Tony would have someone, of course Tony would have built like some corporation or something that he would use to kind of clean up after the Avengers messes, because that's kind of his responsibility. It's a lot of those messes are Age of Ultron is very much his fault. And then you understand, like I get it, right? You don't want everyday people to be around the Chitauri invasion stuff. That's alien technology. Who knows what it can do? And then, like, of course, I think Tony did this not as a way to increase his own profits, but as a way to like protect people and make sure that a lot of this super dangerous stuff is disposed of correctly. Of course, Vulture doesn't see it that way. And I love how something that Tony does that he thinks is for something good ends up just trickling down and affecting the little people. And it's not that Vulture becomes an Iron Man hater and he becomes an Iron Man villain. No, that becomes someone else's problem. And of course, Spider-Man becomes Vulture becomes Spider-Man's problem in that sense. And it doesn't feel like Vulture's trying to use Peter to get to Tony. It just feels like, oh, this kid is in my way. I have to deal with it. I really love the dynamic between everything here. I think this is a perfectly balanced movie, as all things should be. The Home trilogy is underrated. It's overhated, I'll say. Homecoming underrated. I remember everyone loving it when it came out. You see, there was kind of this thing where everyone loved it, and then High Top Films made his video about it's not a good Spider-Man movie, and a lot of people kind of started dogging on it. The Iron Boy Jr. Ooh, gonna cry. That started kind of blowing up, and I think now it's kind of coming back to people are loving it again. But for a while there, I don't feel like people gave it the credit that it deserved as a Spider-Man movie. People started hating on it and Far From Home because some video essayists said it was a bad, so lots of people adopted that view. And like they would just spit out the same rhetoric as High Top Films. I don't blame High Top Films. Like he's entitled to like what he likes, or to dislike what he dislikes. I don't blame him for that, for having that opinion, but it's just people kind of started spitting that out. I mean, of course, it's just what it's cool to hate on the popular thing for a lot of people. So they just kind of use High Top as their spokesperson. But as a Spider-Man movie, I think it really works, especially like as a Spider-Man who's young and being integrated into the MCU. If this was like, let's say, Andrew's Spider-Man, this movie wouldn't work. You would need a completely different movie. But this being just like this really young vigilante turning superhero in a world with other heroes, like, where does he find his place in it? I love it. I'm a sucker for that kind of story. So he created friends of damage control. Yeah. So going from one of the highs of the MCU, because I think this is one of the better MCU movies. I really love this movie. To one of the lows. I have a very harsh opinion on Far From Home. I don't think it's pretty bad. It is better. Okay, objectively, it's better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. I enjoy Amazing Spider-Man 2 than I don't know. I kind of this is kind of how I feel about no. Yeah, it's top of mid. I don't know. Like, this is a bad movie. Never mind. This is it's a good movie. It's not bad, but I feel like it just misses the mark, especially when compared to Homecoming. And yeah, we do strongly disagree with Far From Home. Yeah, no, I was thinking about like, no, this is really bad. This is actually a bad movie. I enjoy it, but for the wrong reasons. This it's just okay to me. It's kind of sauceless. Um, like, this is a Spider-Man globetrotting movie, right? This is a Spider-Man globetrotting adventure, and it just I don't feel the globetrotting. Um, Again, that's John Watts just being a sauceless director, but I like how this movie explores grief, right? He's Spider-Man is grieving over the death of Tony Stark. I really like how this movie explores the idea of that kind of grief. And I'm not one of those people who are going like, "Oh, Spider-Man wants to go on vacation. How stupid is that?" Like, I think that was one of High Top's points. I get it. I think it's a good way to explore grief with this character. Like, he's still young. He's like what, 16, 17 in this movie. Yeah, he needs a break. It's not like he wants to quit being Spider-Man. He just needs a break from it all. Uh, but I don't know. There's just like the movie doesn't gel as well as I want it to. Yeah, below TASM 2 is crazy. Yeah, I think I enjoyed TASM 2 more, but kind of in a kind of bad it's good way. So bad it's good way. This one is just it's just very like it exists kind of movie. TASM 2, it has sauce. I love. I have the Andrew Garfield bias, so like it has a lot going for it in my bias. Whereas Far From Home is just it's very safe. It's very okay. But again, like you point out, I like Mysterio in this movie too. I think the tone where I was kind of going with Vulture in terms of like I like how um Vulture it felt like very organic in terms of like expanding the lore of the MCU with damage control. I think Mysterio just the forced Tony Stark connection is not good. I do not like how they kind of just but they took that from Tony in Civil War, like the whole like the therapy glasses stuff. They I don't I didn't like that at all. I like Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. I think he does heroic very good. He does crazy very good. I I like how it was all the performance to get on Peter's good side. I don't like the reasonings for it at all. Um, I guess it makes sense in terms of, yeah, a billionaire would take someone's idea like that. I don't feel like that was in Tony's. I don't think that was very. That was in character for Tony in the time of Civil War. I think there was a reason. They said that he was too crazy, so he still, I don't know. I kind of thought it was just really dumb. Um, I understand the idea they were going for. I just didn't like it. Um, but other than the Tony Stark connection, when Mysterio goes bad, he goes bad. I really enjoy Jake Gyllenhaal's performance as the character. I just wish that they kind of gave him a more personal reason to go after Spider-Man outside of the Tony Stark connection, or just have it be that he's just some attention seeker. Like don't make it be. Well, it wasn't for revenge. He just wanted the. He was an attention seeker. He just wanted the glasses so he can get himself to be that attention. But honestly, like again, just take out the Tony Stark connection. I think it's fine. Like he didn't need a personal reason. Like, yeah, Tony Stark screwed me over. Just have it be like, yeah, he's just like this normal guy, or he's like this smart guy. He doesn't have any superpowers. He wants the attention, and he's going to take those. He's going to take Edith, so we can get that attention. He doesn't need the connection to Tony, and then, like that rivalry with Spider-Man feels a little bit more organic. I do love how they call back to the Tony Stark built this cave with a box of scrap. I like how, yeah, like I like the inclusion of that guy. And even like if we take out the Tony Stark connection, right? I don't think we necessarily have to lose that guy. Just have it like he probably lost his job. Just like Mysterio just hired a technician and it's like a little cameo. I agree that is a strange choice. They should have connected it to Peter somehow. Honestly, they don't need it to be like, Spider-Man screwed me over, like he screwed me out of a job. Just have it be that like Tony's last will and testament for some reason went to Peter. Rest in peace, Pepper. So Tony left Edith with Peter for some reason, right? Which again, I don't really like that either. It's like, why? Like I get it. Like Peter's a good kid. Tony's trusted him with that. But yeah, your wife and your wife Pepper and your best friend Rhodey probably would have been better choices to leave that with. But whatever, right? So Tony leaves his last will and testament to Peter. Mysterio needs some crazy piece of technology for his whole fraud plan to work. He knows that Peter has Edith, and he just wants Edith. It doesn't need to be like, Tony screwed me out of the job. It's just like he wants the tech. Spider-Man gets in his way. Rivalry is born. What's funny is that actor was Ralphie in A Christmas Story. Seriously? Let me look that up. I think this film's not bad. I was being a little harsh right there. This film's not bad. I think I would rather watch Amazing Spider-Man 2 over it, but objectively, for me, it's just very okay. The Mysterio sequences are way too far and few in between. The first Mysterio sequence we get is super cool, and then when Peter closes his eyes and relies on the spider sense, it's really cool. Other than that, I don't know. It's like I think Mysterio carries this film on his back, which sucks because this is one of the first or very only times that we get to see Spider-Man outside of a New York setting. So I wish they did more with the globetrotting stuff. But I just kind of, I don't know, like we do get a lot of like globetrotting set pieces, but again, it just feels like set pieces. It doesn't feel like they're taking advantage of it. It just feels like, oh, cool, we can have an action scene here. I don't know. It's very okay. I think they could have done something really interesting with Peter's grief. And I think that scene with Happy in the plane is really good. Tom Holland is acting his heart out in that. I don't think that the movie really landed it. I think it feels like the movie was just didn't have the emotional complexity it needed to deal with the grief plot line. And that's a shame because I think they really could have nailed if this was more of a character-based movie. I think this could have really nailed that. I think it could have been one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time in terms of like what's it like for a hero to grieve another hero, and how does like what's the support system there, right? But it just feels very isolated from like he doesn't talk to Pepper, he doesn't talk to Morgan. It just feels like Mhm. It's kind of like one of the bigger things with the snap in the MCU after Endgame. Everything feels so isolated. Um, and Nick Fury only goes to him not to counsel him, not, but just to kind of, hey, yeah, I need you. Everyone else is unavailable. I need you. I don't care what you're going through, kid. Like, where is the community? I don't know. I feel like it could have been really interesting, but it falls flat for me. Oh my god, Ralphie! Whoa, he's just a baby. Wow, that's cool. I assume Rhodey and Pepper got plenty considering Peter just got this one piece of tech. Yeah, no, no yeah, like I'm pretty sure Pepper got the company, and Rhodey almost got a movie. All right, so No Way Home. This is an interesting one. I want to put in an S. Like my feelings, like the feeling of seeing all three of those Spider-Men together. Oh my gosh, I want to put it in an S. But like the first 30 minutes of this movie are like just okay. I wish that they I wish like the first 30 minutes. I saw a rewrite. I kind of forgot what it was about. But I think the big thing here for me is the spell is so dumb. Like the forget me spell, it struggles a lot. I think to like they really just didn't know how to get the plot of this going, and they came up with the forget me spell, and I feel like it's kind of dumb. But after the forget me spell, peak movie, peak movie. It's peak Spider-Man cinema experience. I think I watched this in theaters like 3 times, 3 or 4 times. But like, man, I wish they kind of thought of something a little bit better to to get all those Spider-Man in one place. But you know what I respect? They did. Was it One More Day? Right. This movie is basically just a live action adaptation of One More Day, and it worked. It worked. That's crazy. So I can't wait for the MCU to adapt the Clone Saga. But yeah, the fact that this kind of took the idea of one of the most infamous Spider-Man stories of all time and made it have such an emotional gut punch, I really respect that. And then like just having all three Spider-Man there, I'm gonna put this at the bottom of S, maybe top of A, but yeah, definitely bottom of S. But it's the fact that all three Spider-Men are there. Mm, mm. Seeing Toby and Andrew again. I love that this movie kind of gave Andrew Garfield like a new life as Spider-Man. I love that Amazing Spider-Man 2 is no longer his swan song. That like this isn't the final time we see him. It's in here and he's so much better in here. Like they nailed him. They nailed him so well. After you see Brand New Day, I have an idea for Spider-Man 5. Ooh, we got to talk about theories. Yeah, tomorrow. I think my movie actually I was wrong. I looked at my calendar because I wrote it in my calendar. It does not start at noon. It starts at like almost 2. I was like, "No." So I'll be seeing it a little bit later than I thought I would be. But yeah, I'll try and stream tomorrow night my thoughts on the movie. Um I'll try and do like my thoughts on it. But yeah, we got to talk about it. Yeah, we got to eventually talk about it. For sure, man. Okay, so let's order these. Okay, I'm gonna put Spectacular Spider-Man. Shoot. Ah, this is so hard to order them. Oh no. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna order these. Yeah, I'm not gonna order these. They're gonna be it's too hard. I can't choose between my children. It's too hard to order them all. So yeah, this is my list, guys. I know that there's sadly too many things in they haven't seen, don't remember, but it is bloated by the Sony garbage that we got. So I don't really care to watch the Disney Spider-Man after Ultimate Spider-Man. This just looks really really boring. I do want to watch the MTV Spider-Man. These two are relics of their time. Never heard of this one. I will I will stream these one day. Maybe after Mass Effect. Maybe. We'll see what other games I want to play. Oh, do you know what? By the time I start streaming Mass Effect, it's going to be a few years. So maybe Pragmata would be on sale, and we can kind of go on that. We can kind of go on a sci-fi journey. Why am I planning streams like 3 years in advance? All right, guys, I will eventually, whether it be stream or not stream, I will eventually play the Spider-Man PlayStation trilogy and mourn the loss of Spider-Man 3. We are not going to be getting that game before the PS6 one comes out. But hopefully, maybe the PS7 will get discs back. But yeah, I'm so very excited to see Brand New Day. Thank you guys for stopping by in the stream. Thank you for all your donations as well. Thank you for giving your thoughts and your opinions. I'm going to leave a link to this tier list in the description of this video, as well as my Discord. So if you guys want to create your own Spider-Man tier list, you can do that. Take a screenshot, send me a picture on the Discord, or at me on Instagram, also linked in below, and I'll put you guys on my story. And just let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this. No one will be able to afford the PS6. Also true. I am not buying a $1,000 wannabe computer. I'm just saying, if I can't own a disc, I would rather wait 5 years for the game to be imported on Steam. That's all I'm saying. Is that crazy to say? Maybe. But if I can't own it on disc, I'm not buying your stupid console. I'm not buying your discount Walmart computer. All right. I will wait for it to come out on Steam. And if it doesn't come out on Steam, oh well, I'm not playing your game. That sucks. Oh man, Eevee, Jedi 3. You better hope we get that announced next year. You better hope, because if it gets on the PlayStation 6, I'm probably not going to play it for a long time anyway. Yeah, I'm not buying a $1,000 wannabe PC. And I'm not going to buy anything that I don't own either. Yeah. Rest in peace, Insomniac Marvel Universe. Rest in peace, Star Wars Jedi 3. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Ending it on a downer. But yeah, buy your disc. Don't buy the PlayStation 6. Do your part in showing Sony that we will not fall for their BS. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'll be streaming my thoughts on Brand New Day tomorrow night. Might have some guests do it. I might just be on voice call. Don't dox yourself, guys. Maybe we'll do a voice call stream. Everyone who would watch the stream would be on voice call with me, but who knows? We'll do it for the catalog. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And then we will end the stream with the placement of Brand New Day. All right, thank you all very much for watching. Oh, we lost it. All right, I guess Brand New Day goes here now. All right, see you in the next one, guys.